What did LeBron do? LeBron had done something to me. And he was coming to UFC fights and he wasn't doing autographs, and it was just one of these things that rubbed me the wrong way. And he and I have one thing in common. We use the same drug dealer to buy our EPO.
What?
Ric Bucher didn't spell it out, but the way he said it sent a shockwave through the whole NBA scene. A wave that's been creeping up for years.
25, you still, Lord, he dunking? He's still dunking the ball with. I'm saying that Bronny can get a bucket on Bron. I'm saying he can't. One rollout, get a bucket. 3 dribbles? No way. I'm talking about. He can get a bucket on him. No. Man, come on, that little dude explosive, bro. He is, but you seen his dad? His dad on that Balco. He on that new Balco. He on that new sliding like he used to, bro.
Because what if the most durable, high-performing player of this entire era wasn't just blessed with freak genetics? What if there was something extra in the mix? And here's the part that makes people sit up. Booker says folks inside the league already believe it. Not random fans online. We're talking coaches, trainers, even players whispering behind closed doors. These people aren't just suspicious anymore. They're treating it like it's an open secret. But to see how the whispers turned into rumors and rumors turned into a whole storyline nobody can ignore, we've got to run it back.
It's one of the more annoying aspects, I'd say, of the idolatry of LeBron. That he is credited by some as being this sensei that has the answer to all things basketball, and that everybody is going to him for the answers. Now, we know for a fact that guys did that with Kobe. I don't know of anybody who has said, yes, I sought out LeBron to find out his secrets. I certainly, look, I appreciate LeBron for what he's done. I just don't make the assumption that everyone wants to be him. And there's also the nagging question about exactly how he's maintained such extraordinary fitness at such a ripe age. But we all know what the speculation is out there. And I can assure you there's plenty of it privately by players and personnel in the league. Like, I've always thought, maybe it could be. And I've had players and coaches say things to me like they take it for granted. They assume it's true. It always catches me a little off guard. They're just like, oh yeah, that's going on.
Because Booker isn't the first one to raise an eyebrow. He's just the latest piece of a puzzle that's been sitting right in the open this whole time.
My wife is not enjoying what I do on a day-to-day basis inside the bubble. Getting ready for a game. Let's just say that. Spend a lot of time on my body for sure.
Okay, I think Keisha has one or two more.
Ric Bucher cracks the door open. When Ric Bucher, Al remarked about Saab, a longtime NBA insider and straight-up league veteran, mentioned this on a podcast, he never said LeBron is cheating. He didn't have to. He simply dropped this line. There's also the nagging question about exactly how he's maintained such extraordinary fitness at such a ripe age. I've had players and coaches say things to me like they take it for granted. They assume it's true. That's wild. Let that breathe for a second. These are people who coach at the highest level, who study athletes for a living, saying they assume LeBron is getting boosted. And what makes it even louder, Booker didn't sound shocked. He sounded like someone who's been hearing this for years and finally acknowledged it. Even without naming names or pointing fingers, the message came through crystal clear. The league has questions. But Booker wasn't starting anything brand new. He was repeating something that's been simmering under the surface forever. And to see how far it goes, we gotta rewind to the guy who never bites his tongue and definitely never plays it safe. Chael Sonnen says the quiet part out loud. Chael Sonnen, former UFC fighter and full-time trash talk specialist, isn't known for staying quiet. And when he casually dropped a bomb on a podcast, the whole room froze. He said, LeBron and I have the same drug guy, same source for EPO. No pause, no wink, no just joking. He said it with his chest. EPO, erythropoietin, isn't some regular supplement. It's a serious performance enhancer. The same stuff that kept Lance Armstrong dominating cycling for years. And Sonnen didn't just say it once. He repeated it across different shows, each time sounding more confident, more direct, more like he wasn't suggesting anything. He was stating it. And the wildest part? Nobody came out swinging back. No legal threats, no statements shutting it down, just silence. and sometimes silence feels like strategy. Now you could say, well, signing's not NBA, he's UFC, so maybe he's trolling for clicks. But that excuse fell apart the second a league legend stepped into the conversation. Kevin Garnett throws gasoline on the situation. Kevin Garnett isn't built to sugarcoat anything. If something's on his mind, he says it clear, loud, and direct. But that's just who he is. So when he hinted that LeBron was on that new juice, it didn't sound playful, it sounded intentional. During the podcast, he said his dad on that balcony, he on that new sliding like he used to juice. That's not a random joke, that's a loaded statement. And coming from KG, a respected champion, a leader, someone who's been in the trenches, it hit different. This isn't a bitter ex-player throwing shade from the sidelines. This is one of the most respected competitors of his generation, dropping a coded message that everyone in the room caught immediately. When an NBA outsider says it, people shrug it off. But when someone like Kevin Garnett says it, the whole conversation changes instantly. This is Kevin Garnett. We're talking about a Hall of Famer, a warrior who battled LeBron for years, someone who knows exactly what real elite performance looks like. And even he's hinting, in his own coded way, that something about this story doesn't quite line up. The bounce, the stamina, the durability at nearly 40. Some people call it greatness, but others look at it and feel something is off. And it's not just players whispering behind the scenes.
The league's media machine might be part of this too. That's the part nobody really wants to touch, because the NBA has stakes in this. LeBron isn't just a player, he's a global attraction. When he's on the floor, ratings climb. When he eventually walks away, the league loses a huge piece of its global identity. So ask yourself, if something questionable was happening, would the NBA even want the truth? Would they risk the backlash by digging too deep? Or would they do what big institutions usually do and quietly look the other way? We've seen this play out before. Lance Armstrong wasn't exposed until long after he stopped racing, and even then, it took years before the truth finally broke loose. Why? Because everyone was benefiting from the illusion. And maybe, just maybe, the NBA is holding tightly to its own illusion right now. But that brings us right back to Booker's comments, because what he said next landed even heavier. The culture of quiet acceptance. Booker didn't just drop a hint. He said he's talked to multiple people, players, coaches, trainers, who basically assume LeBron is using something. Not suspect, assume. And that's the part that feels dangerous, because once something becomes privately accepted, it starts getting treated like normal. Nobody questions it, nobody pushes back. And Bucher even admitted, it always catches me off guard. They'll just say, oh yeah, that's going on, like it's just understood. That's wild. Picture this, a player dominating well into his 40s with insane athletic ability, and the people closest to the sport are shrugging like it's common knowledge. No failed tests, no formal accusations, no official reports, just a quiet room full of insiders who all nod without saying a word. It's like watching a magician do the same trick over and over. Eventually, people stop asking how it works. The illusion holds, but only if nobody decides to pull the curtain back. And what if that curtain already started moving? The pattern we've seen before. This isn't the first time an athlete has looked too good to be true. Lance Armstrong, Barry Bonds, A-Rod, they all had die-hard fans. They all shut down rumors, and yet the early signs were identical. Unmatched longevity, freak-level production deep into their careers, insiders whispering, strange silence when questions popped up, and for years, no proof, until suddenly there was. Now let's be clear, nobody has proven anything about LeBron. No failed tests, no investigations, no official accusations, but the pattern is starting to feel way too familiar. And the people who know this pattern best, folks inside the league, aren't exactly rushing to protect him. Some stay quiet, others play clueless, and that silence might be the loudest part of the entire story. So is LeBron James actually getting some kind of boost? Is he tapping into some futuristic, cutting-edge treatment to stay ahead of the aging curve? The question is out there, and the people closest to the game aren't shutting it down. Maybe, maybe not. But the fact that Ric Bucher said what he said, that Chael Sonnen doubled down, that Kevin Garnett dropped his hints, and insiders keep treating all this like it's regular talk, tells us one thing. This isn't some wild theory anymore. It's a real conversation happening in the shadows. And whether LeBron is clean, boosted, or sitting somewhere in the middle, the league might not be ready for whatever the truth actually is. Because the longer he keeps dominating, the louder those whispers get.
and whispers eventually turn into full-blown headlines. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.